Get this clear from the outset. Life will only give you what you demand of it. Not what you wish, not what you hope, not even what you passively work toward, but what you pursue with the conviction that it is already breathing down your neck. If you want to create a life that others call extraordinary, you must start moving like success is one step behind, determined to overtake you at any moment. This is not about fear. It's about urgency, intensity, and the deep belief that you belong at the front of the race. Every day, you must act as if you are being pursued by greatness, because in truth, you are. Opportunity, achievement, and wealth are not static. They are forces that move, seek, and select. You must make yourself the inevitable recipient. Too many people walk through life as if tomorrow is promised, as if their dreams are distant and static. They lull themselves into complacency, telling themselves they'll begin when the moment is right, when the time is perfect, when some sign appears. You do not have this luxury. The people who are winning in this world are those who refuse to wait. They move as if the window will slam shut at any second. They sense the invisible clock ticking, and that pressure breeds creativity, tenacity, and drive. The universe respects decisive action. It rewards those who do not negotiate with hesitation. If you want to build momentum, you cannot act half-heartedly. Success responds to those who move with the conviction of the hunted and the hunger of the hunter. Act as if every step you take is watched, measured, and weighed. The greatest lives are built by those who refuse to relax into mediocrity. They see comfort as the enemy of progress, and they allow the imagined footsteps of their own future chasing them to push them further, faster, harder. When you act as if success is after you, every morning carries weight. Each evening demands accountability. You become the kind of person who doesn't just set goals, but lives as if the accomplishment is a matter of urgency. When you begin living with this chase mentality, your standards rise automatically. You hold yourself to a level that shocks the unambitious. Average people ask, how little can I get away with? But you demand, how much can I achieve before the day is done? That shift is everything. It means you never let small failures pile up. You correct course in real time. You outpace your old self, your old habits, your old excuses. The pressure is not anxiety, it is fuel. You begin to relish the chase, because you know that every day you outrun your lesser instincts is a day you move closer to the extraordinary. This philosophy compels you to bring energy and discipline to everything you touch. You don't just show up, you show up ready to compete. You approach your work as if the next breakthrough is seconds away. Your mind is sharp, your actions are intentional, and you radiate an intensity that makes others rise in your presence. It is not arrogance. It is certainty born from consistent self-respect. When you live as if success is about to catch you, you prepare for the best at all times. Your workspace is organized, your tools are ready, your mind is primed for opportunity. You are not waiting for life to happen. You are dictating the terms, meeting fate on your own field, on your own timeline. The key here is to abandon the illusion of endless time. Recognize that every moment you waste is a moment you let success pass by. Urgency is not panic, it is clarity. Most people underestimate what they can do in a single focused year. They squander time, lose months, then wonder where the results went. When you act like success is pursuing you, you compress your goals. You demand more from your days. You eliminate distractions with ruthless efficiency. You see through the lies of procrastination and take command of your destiny. Notice how your relationships shift when you operate with this mindset. People are drawn to those who move with purpose. You become magnetic, inspiring others not by your words, but by your example. You stop wasting time on gossip, drama, or negativity. You want to be surrounded by winners, people who are also running, also driven, also hungry for more. Your environment upgrades as you do because you have no patience for anything or anyone that slows you down. There is a power in making urgency a habit. You stop tolerating mediocrity. You start showing up early, staying late, doing more than is asked. You build a reputation for reliability and drive. That becomes your calling card. People take you seriously because you take yourself seriously. The world starts to bend in your direction because you move like someone who is impossible to ignore. Remember, if you don't respect your own time, no one else will. The truth is, life is a race against your own limitations. Each day is a chance to prove that you will not be outpaced by comfort, laziness, or fear. The idea that you have all the time in the world is a lie told by those who never achieved anything worth remembering. The successful act now. They build before the world believes. They chase their goals like a lion hunts its prey. Relentless, unyielding, all in. And when you begin to taste the results of this chase, when small victories stack, when your confidence surges, when the world starts to respond, you realize that you were always capable of this pace, this passion, this productivity. It was not talent that was missing, it was urgency. You don't become successful by waiting for the right moment. You seize every moment, knowing each could be the one that changes everything. Keep this in mind. Your best life is not going to sneak up on you. It must be pursued, built, and earned, step by urgent step. Stop telling yourself you have time. Start living like success is on your heels, and you will finally know what it means to feel truly alive and unstoppable. Let this sense of the chase flow through everything you do, because the more you act as if success is already chasing you, the more you become the kind of person who is always moving forward, never stagnant, never satisfied, always reaching for the next level. In that movement, in that urgency, you will find the momentum that separates legends from the masses, and you will make your mark on the world in a way that is undeniable and everlasting. You must understand, most people allow their days to slip through their fingers, believing that tomorrow will offer what they squandered today. They are mistaken. Success is not patient. It does not wait for those who hesitate. If you want results that others only dream about, you need to program your mind and actions to move now, to work now, to build now, as if a mighty force is pushing you forward. This is not merely about action, but about the state of mind you bring to that action. When you treat each hour as if it contains a hidden opportunity that will vanish unless seized, you begin to think and act differently. Every problem is treated as a door to mastery, not an obstacle. Each setback becomes a stepping stone because you refuse to be slowed by it. The chase for success demands speed, resilience, and a refusal to stand still. Do not delude yourself into thinking that steady but uninspired effort will make you stand out. The world is full of hard workers who never reach their dreams. The difference lies in the intensity and urgency with which you move. You become magnetic not by effort alone, but by the force of your focus. Show up every day with the fire of one who knows they are being pursued by greatness. When you live like this, complacency is banished. The moment you sense yourself drifting, you snap back to the present. Your mind becomes a fortress of purpose. You direct your energy only where it will yield results. You begin to see your time as a sacred resource, each minute a tool to carve your destiny. This relentless mindset does not produce tension. It produces clarity. You stop second-guessing and start executing. There is no confusion about your priorities because you have trained yourself to respond to the urgency of your own potential. Success, in its purest form, is a race against your lower nature. Laziness, distraction, and doubt are always behind you, reaching out to pull you back. You defeat them not by running away, but by moving so fast that they can never catch you. Your future is created not by intention alone, but by bold, continuous, and focused pursuit. Now, let's talk about the discipline of daily action. The person who wins is the person who does not negotiate with themselves. Winners rise before the world expects, push through discomfort, and remain consistent long after motivation has faded. They create their own accountability by acting as if they are being watched, not by critics, but by the version of themselves who has already arrived. This internal pressure keeps your standards sharp. You no longer indulge in mediocrity because you know that every shortcut you take, every compromise you make, moves you further from the finish line. You need to make urgency your habit. The difference between a wish and an accomplishment is the speed and certainty with which you act. Don't tell yourself you will try. Move as if you have no other option. Don't settle for good enough. Drive yourself until your work is undeniable. Mediocrity is always the default when urgency is absent. Don't fool yourself into thinking there is safety in waiting. The only safe move is forward. The man or woman who acts as if success is close behind lives with a unique kind of energy. They are easy to spot. They are never idle, never satisfied, always learning, always improving. They understand that the only way to keep success from overtaking them is to become even greater, even more capable with every passing day. They spend time with people who challenge them to run faster, think bigger, and act with greater precision. The company you keep will either fuel your urgency or drain it. Choose your circle wisely. Surround yourself with those who are also in the race, who also feel the heat of potential at their back. Living in this way means you no longer tolerate excuses from yourself or others. Excuses are the luxury of the defeated. Winners focus on solutions. When obstacles arise, you respond with action, not complaint. You refuse to let setbacks break your stride. Instead, you gather momentum from adversity, using it as a slingshot to launch yourself even further. Your mind becomes your greatest ally, programmed to see the opening in every difficulty, the lesson in every loss, the opportunity in every challenge. Understand this. The world responds to urgency. People who move with conviction attract attention, resources, and support. Doors open for those who knock with force. Too many are timid in the pursuit of their goals, whispering their desires, waiting for permission. Success never comes to those who wait for it. It chases down the relentless, the focused, the hungry. Be bold in your ambitions and audacious in your actions. Claim the future you desire with every breath, every word, every deed. This is why you must make the pursuit of success a living, breathing force in your life. You cannot hide from it or hope it will find you while you dawdle. You must act as if you are the main character in your own story, responsible for every triumph and defeat. Take command of your days, plan them the night before, attack them at dawn, and refuse to end them until progress is made. Reflect constantly. Did I move today like a person destined for greatness, or did I move like someone content to be average? That daily audit is how you keep the fire alive. Never lose your sense of urgency. Never let comfort lull you into retreat. The chase is not about chaos or frantic activity. It is about deliberate, purposeful movement. Work with focus, rest with intent, and always ask yourself, is what I'm doing right now pulling me ahead of the crowd, or am I letting them catch up? You must outwork, outthink, and outlast your old self every single day. The best way to predict the future is to create it through unstoppable action. Some will criticize your pace, your standards, your intensity. Let them. It is not their race. You are not competing with their expectations. You are competing with your own capacity, racing toward the version of yourself you know you can become. Ignore those who live in slow motion, who try to pull you down to their level. Their comfort is not your mission. Your mission is to run until you cannot be caught, to build until you cannot be ignored, to create so much value that the world must take notice. By the end of each week, look back and ask, did I outrun my former limitations? Did I act with the urgency of one who knows success is chasing me? Did I move with faith, certainty, and intention? If the answer is no, correct your course without mercy. There is no time to waste. Life is a one-way track, and the train of opportunity does not circle back for those who miss it. Commit, recommit, and never let the pace slacken. Remember, the future belongs to those who act like it is theirs to claim. The universe bends to the will of the determined. The world's resources, recognition, and riches flow toward the relentless. Do not drift through your days as a passive spectator. Become the person who makes the clock race to keep up, who turns urgency into destiny, who leaves a trail of achievement wherever they go. Success will always chase the person who runs toward it. The only question is whether you will let it catch you while standing still, or make it work to keep up with you as you blaze a trail that others will spend their lives trying to follow. The person who understands that success is a moving target, always just beyond your current reach, operates differently from everyone else. You must constantly ask yourself, am I moving forward, or am I drifting with the current of mediocrity? Too many wait for the perfect moment, the green light, the sign from the universe. But in reality, the sign is your own desire, your restlessness, your dissatisfaction with standing still. The ones who get ahead are those who treat each new day as a countdown, a limited window in which their future will be decided by what they do now. You cannot afford to act like a spectator. You are a player in the game of achievement, and the only way to win is to stay in constant motion. If you study the habits of those who rise from nothing to build fortunes, you will find one common trait. They do not overthink their every step. They act. They do not seek approval before starting. They move, then learn, then move again. There is a sharp difference between the dreamer and the achiever. The dreamer hopes, the achiever executes. Action, not idle speculation, separates the fulfilled from the frustrated. If you want success to chase you, don't just make plans, carry them out with urgency and resolve. You are not meant to be average. The human spirit was not designed for routine existence, but for extraordinary creation. You must teach yourself to expect more, to demand more, to work harder and smarter than the world expects. When others are satisfied with good enough, you must ask, what is my next level? The chase is not about competition with others. It's about escaping the gravity of your own comfort zone. You must generate your own momentum, knowing that the minute you slow down, complacency and regret are ready to take your place. Let's be clear. Energy alone does not guarantee results. You must channel your energy into what matters most. Many run fast in circles, confusing busyness with progress. The person who wins knows where they're headed and why. They focus their efforts like a laser, cutting through distractions and noise. Every action must serve your larger vision. This is the discipline of greatness. Relentless, but always strategic. Do not allow the world to scatter your attention. Defend your goals against interruptions and the petty demands of the day. To truly live as if success is on your heels, you need clarity. This means identifying exactly what you want, breaking it down into actionable steps, and refusing to let anything knock you off course. Write your goals down every morning and evening. Speak them aloud. Visualize the end result with so much detail that you can feel its reality. Then let that vision fuel you. Your mind must become a command center, issuing orders to your body and emotions to fall in line with your purpose. When setbacks come, and they will, you must double down. Obstacles are not a message to quit, they are a test. They separate those who are merely interested from those who are committed. Every challenge is a lesson in disguise, an invitation to prove to yourself and to the world that you are not easily shaken. The more adversity you encounter, the more relentless you must become. Most people back off at the first sign of difficulty. That is when you must accelerate. Notice that the world has a way of rewarding those who refuse to accept no for an answer. It is not the cleverest or the most charming who are remembered. It is those who persist, who adapt, who keep coming long after everyone else has given up. Be that person. Build your reputation as someone who cannot be discouraged, whose energy renews with each setback, whose belief in themselves grows with each victory. This is the spirit of a champion. You are responsible for the mood and energy you bring to your pursuits. If you act bored, tired, or half-committed, you attract boredom, fatigue, and half-success. But when you approach your work with intensity, with the conviction that you are inches from a breakthrough, you attract ideas, opportunities, and allies that would otherwise have passed you by. The universe responds to intensity. Every time you level up your energy, you level up your results. Do not underestimate the power of self-talk. The words you speak to yourself determine the limits of your achievement. Tell yourself daily that you are built for more, that you are ready, that you are capable, that you are worthy of all you seek. This is not arrogance. This is preparation. You must prime your mind for victory before you see it in reality. Your brain believes what you repeatedly tell it. So choose your words with care and let no room remain for doubt or hesitation. Environment is critical. Place yourself in situations where urgency is the norm. Spend time with people who are moving faster, thinking bigger, living with greater boldness. You cannot chase greatness in an environment that rewards passivity or tolerates delay. Seek out mentors, groups, and challenges that stretch you beyond what you think you can do. Refuse to let the ordinary slow your race. When you move in circles of high achievers, your standards naturally rise to meet theirs. Take care of your body, for it is the engine that powers your chase. Sleep, nutrition, exercise, and mental renewal are not luxuries, they are necessities. A weary body slows the mind, and a tired mind loses the fire to pursue. Treat your health as an investment in your future self. Just as you would not neglect your tools before building a mansion, do not neglect yourself as you build your legacy. Physical strength and mental clarity are partners in this relentless pursuit. Finally, understand the role of gratitude in the chase. It is not just about hustling for more. It is about being deeply grateful for the chance to run at all. Every day is an opportunity denied to millions. The person who is thankful for what they have is energized to pursue what they desire. Gratitude is the fuel that turns urgency into joy, that transforms the pursuit from a grind into a game. When you love the chase, you never run out of energy. When you celebrate small wins, you build momentum for the big ones. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are a creator of circumstances. The world bends to those who refuse to be passive, who make bold moves, who push with faith, courage, and relentless urgency. Do not waste another moment doubting whether you are ready. Begin now. Move now. Decide now that you will never be outpaced by hesitation or self-doubt again. Success is already in pursuit. Your only job is to stay one step ahead every single day until the world has no choice but to call you victorious. The chase is yours. The fire is yours. The results are waiting for you at the finish line, but you must keep running. Keep building, keep believing, as if all of success is right behind you, because it is. Do not underestimate the compounding force of relentless self-direction. Those who act as if success is always chasing them build a kind of internal machinery that produces achievement even in moments when the rest of the world is sleeping, doubting, or distracted. It is easy to look around and believe that talent or luck separates the top from the bottom. But the deeper truth is this: what truly divides the accomplished from the forgotten is the discipline to outlast one's own excuses, to do what needs to be done when it needs doing, regardless of comfort or motivation. This is the fourth principle that must be tattooed upon your mind: the discipline to drive yourself day after day, with or without applause. You cannot allow yourself to become a fair-weather worker. Success is not seduced by enthusiasm that burns bright and then fizzles out. Instead, it is magnetized to those who perform even when no one is watching, when the rewards seem distant, and when the world is indifferent or hostile. Those who rely on moods or feelings to act will always be at the mercy of their environment. Those who command themselves, who rise above the fleeting voice of fatigue or doubt, become unstoppable. Let's clarify the nature of this discipline. It is not about martyring yourself to endless toil or burning out in the name of ambition. True discipline is intelligent. It is the daily application of deliberate effort to the tasks that matter most. It is refusing to negotiate with laziness. It is replacing "I don't feel like it" with "I will do it anyway, because my purpose is greater than my passing emotion." This mindset, once forged, turns you into a force of nature. Every day, you are either feeding your dreams or feeding your weaknesses. The choice is yours. There will always be a reason to delay, an excuse that seems justified, a voice that whispers, "Take it easy, you deserve a break." But you must counteract these inner saboteurs with the voice of your higher self. Every day I push myself. I sharpen my skills. I expand my courage. I earn my destiny. Discipline, then, becomes less about willpower and more about identity. Who are you becoming each time you choose effort over comfort, progress over stagnation? The most remarkable achievers in history understood the sacredness of routine. They built their days around habits that reinforced their vision. They made sure their environments reflected their ambitions: clean desks, organized calendars, inspiring reminders of their mission. They limited the influence of negative people and surrounded themselves with books, ideas, and mentors that pulled them upward. They were ruthless in protecting their time from distractions and unimportant obligations. You must do the same. Treat your time as a vault. Let only the highest priorities in and lock the rest out. Now, as you continue to act with urgency and discipline, you will discover something subtle but profound. The world will start to respond. Doors will open. People will notice your intensity, your reliability, your relentless drive. They will trust you with bigger responsibilities, offer you opportunities, and want to be associated with your energy. This is not mere theory. It is an observable law of human behavior. The person who shows up consistently, who follows through, who can be counted on, such a person attracts the trust and resources of others. You become a magnet, not only for success, but for allies who help you achieve it. But beware, this is also the stage where most falter. After early wins, the temptation arises to coast, to believe that you can let your standards slip just a little and still maintain momentum. This is a deadly trap. Complacency kills more dreams than failure ever could. You must never let yourself believe you have arrived. The race is never over. There is always another summit, another level, another mountain to climb. Each new achievement should be treated as the foundation for the next. Celebrate, yes, but do not become intoxicated by your own progress. Stay hungry. Let's talk about self-monitoring. You need a system for measuring your progress and holding yourself accountable. Do not rely on memory or vague feelings of accomplishment. Use a journal, a scoreboard, a daily planner, something concrete that reminds you of what you have done and what still needs to be done. Set clear targets for each day, week, and month. At the end of each period, review your results with ruthless honesty. Did you do what you said you would do? Where did you fall short? What will you do differently next time? Success is not a mystery. It is the result of constant measurement and adjustment. No great achievement is built alone. As your discipline grows, seek out others who share your intensity. Form alliances with those who refuse to settle for mediocrity. Share your goals with a trusted few and ask them to challenge you, to hold you accountable, to remind you of your mission when you begin to drift. Do not be afraid to let go of relationships that drag you down or distract you from your calling. This is not cruelty, it is necessity. Your environment shapes your outcomes more than you know. You must also learn to master your inner dialogue. Discipline is not just about action, it is about thought. If you fill your mind with negative self-talk, with doubt, with endless stories about why you can't or won't or shouldn't succeed, you will sabotage your own best efforts. Instead, make a habit of speaking to yourself with power and certainty. Say, I am relentless. I finish what I start. I turn setbacks into comebacks. I am always closing the gap between where I am and where I want to be. This is not wishful thinking. It is programming your mind to believe and behave in ways that create success. Rest is a weapon, not an indulgence. Many mistake discipline for perpetual exhaustion. But the truth is, high performers know how to recharge. They understand that the brain and body need cycles of intense effort and deep recovery. Build rest into your routine as deliberately as you build effort. Use downtime to study, to reflect, to imagine new possibilities. Let your subconscious mind work on problems while you walk, relax, or sleep. Often, your greatest breakthroughs will come not when you are grinding, but when you step away and allow your mind to reset. As your results compound, your confidence will grow. With each goal achieved, each task completed, each day conquered, you reinforce the belief that you are a person who follows through. This confidence becomes self-fulfilling. The world senses it. Opportunities gravitate to those who act as if they cannot be denied. People want to work with, buy from, and follow those who radiate certainty. Never apologize for your ambition. Never shrink to make others comfortable. Your commitment inspires others to raise their standards. You must also develop a strategy for handling setbacks. No matter how disciplined you are, you will face failure, disappointment, and even betrayal. The difference between the weak and the strong is not what happens to them, but how they respond. When you get knocked down, Do not waste time on self-pity or blame. Ask, what is the lesson? How can I use this pain as fuel? Channel your frustration into even greater focus. Remember, every great story of triumph includes chapters of hardship. The best use their scars as reminders of their resilience. The discipline to move forward in spite of uncertainty is a rare and precious asset. Many people require guarantees before they act. Champions, however, move on probability, not certainty. They trust that consistent effort will eventually produce results even if the timeline is unclear. This faith in action is what separates the hopeful from the fulfilled. Do not wait for the perfect moment, the ideal opportunity, or the full roadmap. Begin with what you have, where you are, and let momentum reveal the next steps. Never let the fear of criticism or judgment derail you. The louder your actions, the more opinions you will attract. Some will praise you, others will try to tear you down. This is inevitable. Make peace with being misunderstood, envied, or doubted. Let your results silence your critics. Focus your energy on execution, not explanation. The world respects those who get things done, not those who merely talk about their plans. Understand that every day is a vote for the person you are becoming. Each decision, each action, each moment of effort or neglect is shaping your destiny. There is no such thing as a neutral day. You are either building your dreams or allowing them to wither. When you internalize this truth, procrastination becomes impossible. You start to see every moment as precious, every opportunity as a portal to your future. Now, as you look back on your journey, realize that the chase is not about achieving some final destination. It is about becoming the kind of person who cannot help but succeed, who has trained themselves so thoroughly that achievement is not just possible, but inevitable. The real prize is who you become in pursuit of your goals, a person of discipline, vision, resilience, and unstoppable drive. Carry this mindset into every area of your life. In your work, your relationships, your health, your finances, bring the same discipline, the same urgency, the same refusal to settle. Watch as every area of your life begins to reflect your relentless standard. You are not just chasing success, you are becoming it. When you wake up each morning, remind yourself, success is chasing me. I must outpace hesitation, outwork complacency, outlast doubt. This is not a temporary sprint, but a lifelong marathon. You will know you are on the right path when your daily actions become non-negotiable, when your commitment is obvious to all who meet you, when even setbacks only deepen your resolve. The discipline you build today will become the foundation for your victories tomorrow. Treat each day as irreplaceable. Guard your mind, your time, your energy. Act as if the whole world is waiting to see what you will do next, because in truth, it is. With each disciplined step forward, you carve your name into the legacy of the unstoppable. You are writing your own chapter in the story of greatness. And as you look ahead, know that the only limits that remain are those you refuse to challenge. The race is not over. The pursuit never ends. Stay in motion. Stay relentless. And know that as long as you keep running, success can never catch up to you completely, for you will always be moving ahead, one disciplined step at a time. Let's confront a fact that most people deny. The world will rarely give you permission to succeed. If you are waiting for applause, validation, or some grand sign that now is the right time to move, you are already lagging behind. The masses cling to the illusion that someday conditions will be perfect, the risks minimal, and the path clearly marked. But those who rise above, those who build fortunes, impact, and legacies, Know that the starting gun exists only in the mind. You must decide to move with urgency, as if an invisible competitor is right behind you, because, in truth, the competition never rests. Every day, somewhere, someone is gaining ground, making calls, learning, building, closing gaps. If you do not act as if you are in a race against time and mediocrity, you will one day look back and wonder why your results are so much smaller than your potential. Think about it. History does not remember the passive. Study the chronicles of progress, invention, industry, and wealth. The names you know, Carnegie, Ford, Edison, Rockefeller, were not bystanders. They didn't merely hope for things to turn out in their favor. They moved. They pounced on opportunities. They worked while others rested, and their focus was so sharp that obstacles crumbled under its weight. And what powered this relentless progress? It wasn't just intelligence or talent. It was the internal command to treat every day as a chance to outrun defeat, to make hesitation the enemy, and to keep moving as if success itself might slip away if they paused even a moment too long. You must treat your goals as living things, not as static wishes. What you do for your health, your career, your family, your finances, your dreams, these are all gardens that need daily tending. Let your standards rise. How you do one thing is how you do everything. Let there be no room for half-hearted effort or excuses. Every shortcut, every missed day, every neglected task compounds negatively just as surely as diligent action compounds positively. If you train yourself to move with urgency, to strike while the iron is hot, you cultivate a habit of momentum. Over time, this separates the persistent from the perpetual dreamers. Examine your schedule and routines. Are you living each day as if the clock is ticking down, as if you are being pursued by your own ambitions? Or are you drifting, hoping life will simply arrange itself in your favor? Ruthlessly cut from your life all distractions, all trivial commitments, all time thieves. People will attempt to drag you into their drama, their small thinking, their time-wasting rituals. Do not let them. The price of greatness is the willingness to protect your focus with the same ferocity you would protect your home from a thief. Your time is your capital. Spend it only where it multiplies your future. Relentless progress is not about frantic activity, but about consistent, high-leverage action. There is no glory in busyness if your days are spent on low-value, unaligned work. Every morning, identify the needle movers, those tasks that, if completed, would advance your goals the farthest. Attack them first, when your energy is fresh and your willpower is strongest. Don't negotiate with procrastination. Don't wait for the perfect mood. The muscle you build by acting in spite of discomfort is the very muscle that will carry you through storms, setbacks, and dry seasons. One key that sets the unstoppable apart is their attitude toward problems. Most people see obstacles and slow down, making excuses, seeking sympathy, or retreating to their comfort zone. The one who acts as if success is always chasing them does the opposite. They treat every problem as an invitation to rise, as a test that, once passed, brings them closer to mastery. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "How can I use this? What's the opportunity here? What can I learn or build or prove right now in the midst of this challenge?" This reframe alone is enough to tilt the odds in your favor, because most will quit while you press on. Refuse to let setbacks define your identity. Too many shrink after failure, internalizing the event as a verdict on their worth or ability. This is poison. See setbacks for what they are. Tuition fees on the road to success? You are not your results. You are your habits, your mindset, your ability to get up and keep swinging, regardless of yesterday's scorecard. The successful do not carry wounds as excuses. They convert pain into fuel, disappointment into strategy, and criticism into evidence that they are moving fast enough to be noticed. Let's address the role of faith not in a mystical, passive sense, but in the gritty conviction that what you want is possible if you refuse to quit. Success comes to those who move forward even when they cannot see the entire path. Most wait for certainty. Champions act on probability. They do not require a guarantee of victory, only a belief that daily, directed effort will yield rewards. Feed your faith daily. Study stories of those who overcame impossible odds. Remind yourself constantly that what you focus on expands, and that your actions, multiplied over time, bend reality in your favor. Now, the more you live with this urgency, the more you will notice subtle shifts in your environment. People will begin to treat you differently. Opportunities, resources, and mentors will find you because they sense you are serious, determined, and prepared. You will become a magnet for progress, and even your so-called luck will seem to improve, not because chance has changed, but because your increased action and presence reveal more possibilities than passivity ever could. Self-image is the next battlefield. The world will reflect back to you what you believe about yourself. If you carry yourself as a person destined for greatness, you begin to think, speak, and act in ways that support that destiny. Eliminate self-doubt at the source. Talk to yourself with conviction. Use your own name if you must. I am relentless. I am building something magnificent. I do not stop. I do not shrink. I do not wait for permission. Over time, your subconscious will bend to this repeated truth, and you will notice your default actions shifting to support it. Beware the fatigue that comes from isolation. Even the strongest falter if they walk alone too long. Seek out accountability. Surround yourself with driven individuals. People who challenge you, who will not tolerate your excuses, who force you to stay sharp. Form a mastermind, a pact, a mutual alliance of accountability and ambition. Meet weekly. Share your targets, your wins, your losses. Expose your progress to sunlight. What is measured, improves. What is hidden, atrophies. Celebrate your wins, but do not build your home on a single victory. Too many let a short-term triumph become an excuse to relax. Complacency is a silent killer. Recognize milestones, but immediately set your sights higher. Rest, but never retire from your purpose. The moment you think you have made it is the moment your decline begins. Stay a student. Stay in motion. The chase never ends for those who wish to keep climbing. Strategically, be willing to reinvent yourself as you grow. What got you here will not get you there. Study, adapt, and evolve. The world is changing faster than ever. Do not cling to outdated methods or obsolete skills. Seek feedback, test new ideas, invest in your learning. Let humility guide you, but let urgency push you. Those who act as if success is chasing them are never content with their last version. They ask, how can I be better, faster, wiser, more effective? They build upgrade after upgrade into their very operating system. Learn to leverage time by leveraging others. Delegate, outsource, build systems. The self-made myth is seductive, but false. Every great builder stands on the shoulders of a team, a network, a foundation. Focus on your unique strengths and hand off everything else. Build partnerships, invest in relationships, teach others to multiply your impact. The relentless achiever is not a lone wolf, but the conductor of an orchestra of talent, energy, and vision. Finally, let gratitude anchor your journey. Ambition is not incompatible with appreciation. In fact, the more you act with urgency, the more you will realize how rare your path is. Each step, each lesson, each breakthrough is a privilege. Thank those who help you. Recognize the value in your struggles. Let gratitude be the antidote to impatience, envy, and bitterness. The combination of fierce drive and deep gratitude makes you unshakable, both feared by competitors and loved by allies. In this way, as you act daily as if success is always chasing you, you step into the realm of the few, those who do not hope for the future but create it, who do not settle for someday but demand results today. You live in forward motion. You become impossible to ignore, impossible to stop, impossible to forget. And so, you join the timeless ranks of those who have learned that to win, you must be both the runner and the finish line, the architect of your chase, and the owner of every victory. The pursuit continues. The standard rises. The world yields to the unstoppable. And you, above all, remain always one step ahead. The finish line is an illusion. There is no point at which a person of vision and will declares the race won and lays down their ambitions. Success is not a single summit. It is a mountain range with endless peaks. The ones who outdistance the rest are those who never allow themselves the luxury of complacency. If you have come this far, you are among the rare who understand that acting as if success is always chasing you is not just a strategy, it is a necessity. The world changes, markets shift, and the tides of fortune are as fickle as the wind. Those who survive and thrive are those who stay awake to the shifting patterns and remain flexible, hungry, and perpetually moving. Look at your life with unflinching honesty. Ask yourself, have you been settling for a plateau when you could have been scaling new heights? Have you allowed comfort to dull your instincts? If you are not daily stretching, risking, growing, you are shrinking. The universe punishes stagnation with irrelevance. The grand story of progress is written by the few who, instead of clinging to the safe and familiar, use their victories as springboards to greater effort. Make this your commandment. Never confuse rest with resignation. The rest you earn is a pit stop, not a destination. Take what you need to refuel, then launch yourself forward once again, even more determined. Consider the power of self-discipline. Discipline is the unglamorous, misunderstood foundation beneath every mansion of wealth and achievement. It is what keeps your feet moving long after the mood to begin has faded. Most fail, not because they lack intelligence or opportunity, but because their desire for ease overpowers their commitment to a larger vision. Let no one outwork you. Let no one keep a tighter appointment with their own goals. If you declare a target, pursue it as if the universe is watching, tallying every effort and rewarding those who outlast the discomfort of inconvenience. When distractions come, as they always do, respond with the decisiveness of a commander. Every interruption, every pointless invitation, every digital temptation is a challenge to your priorities. Train yourself to say no so that your yes to your real mission remains sacred. Guard your hours with the ferocity of a sentry. If you do not, the world will gladly waste your days, and you will wake to realize the cost was not measured in hours but in lost potential. A major principle overlooked by the masses is the law of compounding effort. 1 hour of focused, creative, high-value work is worth 10 hours of scattered activity. Greatness is built in layers. each day adding a brick to the monument of your legacy. The one who is willing to repeat their disciplines, who can find the motivation to begin again each sunrise, is the one whose results begin to multiply at an exponential rate. The fortune you seek is not buried at the end of a rainbow. It is constructed by hands that show up daily, by a mind that commands the body to act regardless of how it feels. Make repetition your ally and mastery your ambition. Understand, too, that adversity is your most loyal teacher. The world will test your conviction, your plans, your patience. Every setback, every reversal is an invitation to deepen your resolve. Weak souls interpret failure as a sign to quit. Builders and conquerors, on the other hand, interpret it as the world asking, "How badly do you want this?" The most valuable lessons are purchased with discomfort. Welcome them. In the forge of resistance, your greatest breakthroughs are created. Each scar is a medal, evidence that you are in the arena while others remain in the stands. And what a fear. Most never taste their true power because they cower before the unknown. They forget that all growth lives on the other side of uncertainty. Train yourself to act, not because you are unafraid, but because you have decided that fear is not an authority. When a challenge appears, run toward it. The longer you hesitate, the bigger the shadow grows. Attack your doubts before they organize into defeat. You will find, more often than not, that the monster shrinks as you approach, and what once terrified you becomes the memory of an obstacle conquered. The next element in this relentless pursuit is adaptability. Do not fall in love with methods. Fall in love with your purpose. Strategies may become obsolete, markets may change, the tools of today may be useless tomorrow. Only those who are willing to pivot, to learn, to reinvent, maintain momentum in a world of constant change. Make curiosity your compass and humility your travel companion. The expert who stops learning soon becomes the novice. The champion who rests on yesterday's knowledge soon finds himself overtaken by the hungry and the bold. Never underestimate the power of association. The quickest way to elevate your standards is to surround yourself with others who are not content with ordinary. Seek out those who make you slightly uncomfortable, who seem to be operating at a higher frequency, who refuse to let you retreat into excuses. Let iron sharpen iron. The conversations you have, the books you read, the ideas you absorb, these are the inputs that determine the outputs of your life. Feed your mind a diet of excellence, and your results will soon reflect the company you keep. Let us speak of legacy. The pursuit of success is not merely for selfish gain. You are not just building for yourself, but for those who follow, those who are silently watching, waiting for proof that greatness is possible. Your habits, your attitudes, your victories become road signs for the next generation. Be a living testament that persistence, courage, and high standards still matter in a world that increasingly rewards mediocrity. Make your story one that ignites belief in others. In the end, it is character that holds all your achievements together. There will come moments when shortcuts appear tempting, when compromise seems easier, when the crowd beckons you to abandon your principles. Resist these moments with every fiber of your being. The world is littered with the ruins of those who gained the world and lost their soul. The truly great are those who succeed on their own terms, who remain true to their word, and who choose integrity over expedience every single time. The momentum you have built, the standards you have enforced, the urgency with which you have acted, all of this now forms the engine of an extraordinary life. Do not slow down. Do not give in to the seduction of comfort or the delusion of enough. The universe responds not to wishful thinking, but to decisive, unwavering action. When you wake each morning with the sense that success is chasing you, you leap from bed ready to win again, to outwork your rivals, to push beyond your old limitations. It is not the brilliance of your ideas, but the stubbornness of your execution that ultimately wins. Outlast them all. Stay longer, learn more. Refuse to back down. Let your results speak so loudly that your critics are forced into silence. Let your daily habits become a lighthouse for others lost in the fog of uncertainty. As the world watches, waiting to see if you falter, double down on discipline, reinforce your resolve, and remind yourself that you are not done, not even close. Every day you choose progress over perfection, action over hesitation, principle over popularity. You separate yourself from the multitudes. The future belongs to those who have learned to act as if success is always a step behind, urging them onward, refusing to allow comfort to dull their hunger. This is the highest form of self-respect. To look back and know you gave all, held nothing in reserve, and lived as if your legacy depended on the next action you took. This is the creed of the relentless. This is how you carve your name into history's ledger, not with the ink of wishes, but with the chisel of determined action. In a world of drifters, be a force of nature. In a sea of hesitation, be the thunderclap of commitment. The race does not end, the prize is never final, and your best days are always ahead if you keep moving. Success is not something you own. It is something you earn day after day through effort, sacrifice, and an unbreakable will. So move forward, always. Build and rebuild. Grow and outgrow. Let your life be the answer to the question, what happens when someone refuses to stop? If you will not relent, the world will yield. If you keep your eyes on the horizon, the mountains will make way for you. That is the final law. Act as if success is always chasing you, and you will one day discover that you have become unstoppable and the very definition of victory itself.